What up, YouTube? Web Mike here, and previously I talked about setup, execution, leadership, and love on the Marvel Studios side. Well, now I'm going to segue over to the Disney, Star Wars, Lucasfilm side. And I gotta say, I've been a Star Wars fan far longer than I have been a Marvel fan. Long before I ever picked up one of those comic books and saw Spider-Man and Darkhawk on those pages, my dad had already sat me down, popped in a VHS called Star Wars, which you now call Episode 4, A New Hope, and I fell in love with that galaxy far, far away. I had to watch the next two movies. If there was a video game, if there was a book, anything that could enrich my knowledge of this place, this galaxy far, far away, I had to know about it. I had to do it. So, setup. The Force Awakens. Great box office opening. Great questions coming up. J.J. Abrams is a master of what's in the box, and I think he really is a Star Wars fan. Because after all, I mean, his Star Trek movies felt more like Star Wars movies. Anyway, so we had what's in the box. We had who are Rey's parents? Why is she so powerful? What made Kylo Ren fall to the dark side? Who is Snoke? And what's Luke Skywalker been up to? And definitely more questions. But anyway, what's in the box? What's in the box? We had fandom buzzing over that. We were so curious as to what was going to happen next. We had theory videos that Snoke was anything from Mace Windu to Darth Plagueis reincarnated. And again, it doesn't matter if we were right or wrong. We'd like to be right. But if we can look back and see that there was a rhyme or reason to everything, then it'll all tie together and we'll be happy with that ultimately. Now, execution-wise, though, there were two problems I noticed. One was editing, one was narrative. Finn's rifle just vanishes from existence in episode 7. He has it in one scene, doesn't the next. I think I saw that on my second time watching this. By the way, I saw it 7 times in theaters. That's how excited I was. And then in the final showdown, Kylo Ren is beaten by Rey. Well, if our protagonist beats the supposed antagonist in the first movie of a trilogy, that doesn't really set up a lot of tension unless there was a reason behind it. And again, we kept speculating endlessly about what that could be. And then along comes Rogue One, apparently, and while it was great, there was some behind-the-scenes drama with Gareth Edwards and Kathleen Kennedy. Apparently, they had to bring in a second director to co-direct, but it still all came together, no problem. And then we hear that Rian Johnson is going to take the torch from J.J. Abrams in Episode 8 and then pass it off to Colin Trevorrow in Episode 9. And the Marvel movies have shown that you can have multiple directors do multiple movies that all tie together and be on the same page. So I wasn't too worried. Also, then we hear that Rian Johnson has gotten another trilogy after submitting The Last Jedi. So, oh my goodness, this must blow us away. It's got to be so great. This guy did do a few episodes on Breaking Bad, and that was a good show. So this has got to be amazing. Again, it's got to blow us away. And boy, did it. You know that box I was talking about? Blown away. Because Rey's parents are nobodies. They were junkers who sold her off. Which, by the way, might be a lie. But anyway, alright, so there goes all our fan theories. And it's not that Rey can't be nobody. It's actually a pretty good message that anybody could have been Rey. That's great. But you were setting it up clearly to be something else. Simon Pegg even said that J.J. Abrams had something more in mind than what that was. Why is Rey so strong? Because the Force made her that strong. And the in-universe's explanation, or the Disney lore, says that when Snoke touched their minds together and connected them, Kylo Ren's training got imprinted onto her. However, As I said, she already beat him, and then the merge happened, so now she's even stronger than when she beat him before. So, yeah. Also, it's not that we can't accept a strong character, it's just that there was no training involved. In that lovely EU that got wiped away, and even before that, we've had strong women in Star Wars. There was Leia. I mean, from the first movie. And then in the EU books, like starting with the Thrawn trilogy, she goes on to further her own Jedi training. So this is nothing new to us. Also, there was Mara Jade. Also there was Jaina Solo. So we've accepted this before. It's just that they were never that just because strong. And again, I feel bad for Kylo Ren. I actually kind of liked him. He trains for 10 years, gets to a pretty competent point, and then along comes Rey and boom, man, I'd feel cheated. I'd feel so cheated. Ugh. Also, who is Snoke? Doesn't matter, he's dead, supposedly. I mean, maybe there's a clone somewhere out there, maybe he jumped to another body. Like it's in someone's mind or something, but man, that stupid image that Rian Johnson posted of your Snoke theory sucks. Way to kill fandom energy now. I mean, before we thought, oh my god, he's got to have an answer that's better than anything we thought of. Nope, he's just got this apathetic, postmodern, nihilistic approach of, nah, who cares? Well, that's great. That'll definitely engage fans. Actually, it won't. You gross $700 million less than The Force Awakens, and your box office fell more than 50%, like 60% from week to week to week. Also, why did Kylo Ren fall to the dark side, and what was Luke doing? He was acting out of character in a flashback. One flashback. To the point where even Mark Hamill himself, the guy who has played Luke Skywalker from the inception, said, in order to be what Rian Johnson needed me to be, I couldn't be Luke. I had to be Jake Skywalker. Someone who was like Luke, but not Luke. And that should have been a warning bell. I mean, previously in other movies, like we famously know in Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, Harrison Ford said Han Solo would not say, I love you back to Leia. He would just say something else like, I know. And what a great change that was. It was some great input by an actor who had some insight into the character. Do we get that with Rian Johnson? Nope. He is a round-headed buffoon who lives in his own bubble and just does whatever he wants. Like turning Luke into an apathetic old hermit. Which, again, isn't something we can't see. We could see that if you didn't just go to it in one flashback where he acts out of character. We can accept that a character like Luke Skywalker, who is the most hopeful person in the galaxy, who said, you know what, I know Darth Vader's a vile person, but he's my father, there's some goodness in him, I'm going to risk all to save him. Flash forward, my nephew has some dark side in him. Maybe I'll kill him. Oh no, I won't. Man, why would you rush to that? But yeah, so the box is gone. Expectations are down. There's nothing we're really looking forward to. I mean, I could post some. I could post some of my own theories because, after all, I can't just be negative on this. However, leadership and love. Where has Kathleen Kennedy been since the box office bomb of Solo? She was there and riding high. She was there while Star Wars was riding high, out there and everywhere. Where is she now? I don't know. In an office playing Minecraft? I don't know. And she's the president of Lucasfilm. Bob Iger had to come out and say, we're going to slow down Disney products. However, it was Star Wars products. Why isn't the president out there making that announcement? Why isn't she being a leader? Also, love. When asked, are you a fan of Star Wars or do you like Star Wars? She said, oh, well, I studied it while I was in film school. And then, oh, Star Wars, it means so much to the fans. It means so much to them. that's just like an emotional wall in there. It really feels like there's no emotional skin in the game, as people on Collider would say. There's no skin in the game, really, for you beyond monetary. And yes, I will say that if you were to hire a producer, Kathleen Kennedy is one of the best people to hire. She has been behind so many things we love, like Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, Star Wars. Yeah, hire her. But in terms of creative decisions, she doesn't seem to be that emotionally invested in what's happening. So yeah, it's in a rough spot. Also, leadership. How do you get 90% of the way done a movie and then decide, oh, this isn't my creative vision? Lord and Miller, please go away. Ron Howard, please come in and make something new. And then we'll just blow up the budget and we'll go from there. However, Phil Lord and Chris Miller made the Lego Movie, Into the Spider-Verse. These are great movies. What could have been wrong? I have to wonder. Oh, what might have been. But anyway, yeah, we don't even have a title for episode 9 yet. So far, we just have a lot of speculation, such as Star Wars Episode 9, Black Diamond, Star Wars Episode 9, Son of Darkness, Star Wars Episode 9, Trixie. That is a placeholder that J.J. Abrams used. I don't think it actually will be. Star Wars Plan 9 from Outer Space. Star Wars Chapter 11. Right? Because it's episode 9, but they've made 2 previous... whatever, go. But yeah, I as a fan want to look forward to this. I should be more excited for a Star Wars movie than I should be a Marvel movie. But Marvel has set up, executed, and had leadership and love behind it way better than than sadly Star Wars has. And that's not a position I'd like to be in, but that's just the way it is right now. And however, though, Episode 9's trailer, even though it's not going to be shown during the Super Bowl, I don't know why, it could blow me away. It could be everything I want to see. However, I doubt that, because you can't just get me on board, because you have to retcon what happened in The Last Jedi. There are things in that movie that I can't sit with. Luke being one of them, the Force being another, but then there's also lightspeed ramming, the Holdo maneuver. You can't just introduce that because you think it looks cool. I don't know what Rian Johnson was thinking, but the implications of that are tremendous. I mean, why not just do that with an X-Wing against the Death Star? You could just lightspeed, set the coordinates, and then go down the trench, and then boom. You wouldn't have to have this amazingly epic space dogfight that is reminiscent of World War II if you could just lightspeed ram. Think about that. And now, if there isn't an explanation for why that hasn't been done more frequently in Episode 9, we're going to be asking that about every previous and preceding space battle. And then we're going to wonder, why isn't this just space ramming space battles? Which is even more boring. Again, that just doesn't feel like there was a lot of future thought and forethought put into this. But hey, again, the trailer could be what I want, but you can't retcon what I don't like and not alienate the people that did like the movie. I don't begrudge people for liking it. I just think it's a bad Star Wars movie. And a bad movie isn't the end of a franchise. Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom. Not too great of a movie. I liked it, but even in my opinion, I have to admit, it's kind of silly, and it doesn't quite fit in Jurassic Park. But even Colin Trevorrow said, hey, you know what? I noticed some people didn't like this. I'm going to listen to you, take your feedback, and hopefully next movie I'll have taken in what you said, and you'll like this one better. That is so much more mature than what I got from Rian Johnson, calling us man babies and stuff. Ugh. Because, you know, if you don't accept criticism, how do you grow? Really, how do you? But yeah. I mean, they could also partition it into 2 parts. Like Episode 9 would be Episode 9 Part 1, Episode 9 Part 2. Maybe. That'd be, who knows? I mean, we Star Wars fans are going to go see it. The only question is, are we going to keep going to see it? Because I watched episode 7 times. I watched The Last Jedi 3 or 4 times, and after the third and fourth, I realized, my God, this doesn't work. But that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you think, because after all, I want to hear from you. WebMike, out.